Going on, reptile buddies? How's it going? I hope everybody's doing pretty good. Figure I'd give you guys an update. I'm getting ready to finish up the two enclosures that I built for my couple of my ball pythons. They are currently in some smaller tanks. For the time being, they are in some 10-gallon tanks. I know that's not big enough for them, but they're just not to the point where they're getting ready to outgrow them. So I figured it would be fine as long as they're still small. But I knew the day was coming when I would have to build a bigger enclosure. So I built two. I'm getting ready to finish them up. I built some homemade radiant heat panels to put on the ceilings of them for the heat source. I built it out of a heating pad, some foam, and some aluminum foil tape. So I got to cut holes in the ceilings of the enclosures to get them in. I'll be doing that here in just a little while. The next one will be my boa. I'm going to have to make him a bigger home as well. He's still just a baby, so he's roughly 2 foot, maybe just a little over 2 foot, and he is currently in a 20-gallon enclosure, which will do for now. It's not big enough, I know. Probably gonna end up building him a 6 by 2 by 2. The ones that I have for my my ball pythons are 4 by 2 by 18 inches tall. So they're not very tall, which is fine for a ball python. But I know that the boa would like to have something a little taller with some limbs in there so he can crawl around, and hang out. Also, I have a enclosure that in a previous video I mentioned going to get the lumber to build a rat enclosure. That's almost finished. I'm going to finish that today. I just need to put a side on it and 2 doors for cleaning purposes. Yeah, other than that, everything's going pretty good. I did pick up a new pet yesterday at the pet store. He'll be going in one of these 10-gallon tanks as soon as I get the other 2 guys out of there. So what I picked up was a milk snake. He's just a tiny little fella. I got him in a little tote for now. It'll only take me maybe an hour or so to get the rest of this enclosure put together. I just got to put their bedding in there and put their heat source in there. As you all know, ball pythons, I don't know if you know or not, but hopefully you know, ball pythons and several other snakes do not require lighting. They do, however, require a day and night cycle. So I have the blinds open. I don't know if you can see it. I'm sure you can see it. I have the blinds open in the reptile room to allow the day and night cycle to give them the proper lighting that they need. So I'm not going to put any lights in there. I may eventually put LED strips on the ceilings of that, just for viewing. So that's pretty much all I got. I'm really excited about this new milk snake. We just picked him up yesterday. He's a tiny little fella. When I get him in his tank, I'll make sure I make a video about him. He is a Pueblan milk snake. I'm sure I pronounced it wrong, 100%. I try to figure out the proper way to pronounce it before too long. But also, currently I'm using the Great Stuff spray foam to make. I'm gonna attempt to make some hides out of it. They each have their own little hide right now. They'll require more, and they're gonna require more clutter as well. Right now they're in a small tank, so there's not really much room for a whole lot of clutter. But anyhow, this is what they're in now, and this is what I built them. So as you can see, they're 4 foot long and plenty high enough. And I built the doors on the front so I could access. Made sure it's almost the whole width of the enclosure for cleaning purposes, and when they get bigger, so you can get them out without worrying about not having enough room to handle them when you're removing them from their enclosure. My boa is currently in this smaller enclosure right here. He's in there. Of course, it's the middle of the day. I want to say it's right about 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now while I'm filming this, so they're all still sleeping. And I have another ball python in this enclosure. He's in full shed right now. He's a newer guy. He's in full shed. I want to say he's roughly 420 grams, so he's getting on up there. He's getting to be pretty good size. You can see a little hide that I built there. It's a little too big for that 20 gallon, so he's got a bowl right now where I cut an opening for him to go in and out of, and it works. Keeps him out of, makes him feel like he's hiding. So hopefully you know that ball pythons and other snakes as well excuse me, prefer to stay hidden from anything outside. So yeah, that's why they require so many hides, because they want to be hidden. Everybody ate Friday night. Everybody ate except for the boa. He's on a 14-day feeding schedule, so he won't eat again until next Friday, this coming up Friday. Right now everybody's eating mice. They will be, we are breeding rats, or attempting to breed rats. Is something we've never done before, so we're going to try. We tried mice and it did not work for us, but we're going to try to switch all of them over to rats, except for the smaller milk snakes. And I think that the corn snakes may be big enough to eat a rat pinky. I know they're bigger than the mice pinky. So we're gonna try to switch everyone over, except for this new guy here. He's probably not gonna be able to eat a rat pinky right now. He's still really tiny. I don't even think he's a 1/4 inch in diameter right now. He's really small. He's not even a foot long. And he won't get very big. So I'm excited about him. He's very cool. I'm excited to show you guys a video with him in it. Right now he's very flighty and he's very fast. So I can't really do a video with him right now. I got to do some handling. Make sure I handle him and get him used to being handled before I attempt. He may stay flighty his whole life. A lot of them do. A lot of them are kind of, they just want to get away from you. It's not like a ball python or a boa where you can get them and they'll just chill, right? So my boa, he'll sit there and he'll watch, he'll wrap himself around my arm and I can watch a whole 2-hour movie and he doesn't care. He'll just sit there. My ball pythons are the same. Link and Zelda are the first 2 ball pythons that we got. Link is really calm. He'll sit there as long as you let him. And Zelda is getting that way, right? So she's still a little jumpy. If you get close to her head, she'll jump back, and some people, it scares them. They think she's gonna strike, but normally a ball python is not gonna strike at you or bite you unless it thinks you're food or unless you scared it, right? So their biggest defense mechanism is they hide their head. So when they're jumping back, a lot of the times they'll jump back and they'll coil up into a circle and they'll stick their head in the middle to keep them from being hurt or injured. So a lot of people mistake that as getting ready to, when they snatch their head back, they think they're getting ready to strike, and that's just not the case. We currently have 5 ball pythons, and none of them have attempted to um, strike at anybody for any reason. We have a smaller, he's a ghost. He's a hatchling. It took a little while to get him on feed. He wasn't doing very good at first, but I think he finally settled down, and he's been eating pretty regular now. He's eating a mouse once a week, so that's pretty good. And like I said, this other ball python over here, he's newer to the house, so he's eaten 4 times for us, I think, which is good. And the boa, he just, I always wanted to see him eat, but he doesn't eat. He's a shy eater, so you had to put his, frozen thawed in there and turn the lights off, and when you come back 30 minutes later, it's gone. So he's a shy eater, I guess you could say. But anyhow, that's enough rambling, guys. I will see you on the next one. Hopefully I'll be able to make the next video about this milk snake that we just acquired. Also next week, Tuesday, we're going to pick up something else. It's going to be awesome. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Please do all of those things. It'll help us out a lot. I appreciate you guys. See you next time.